Hey guys, GameBoy3800 here once again, and today I have another box. If you've read the title, you already know what this is, but at the moment I don't know what is really in here. I believe it's supposed to be a motherboard, whether it's the motherboard I'm expecting for my new main system or for a side project, I have no idea. So let's not waste any more time and hop right into it and see what kind of mess we get ourselves into. Alright, this is the one. That's your packing slip there. Toss the box away. I'll probably use it later. And here it is. This is the world's first MITX AM4 motherboard. Unfortunately, I have the worst lighting in the universe, so we're going to have to deal with something like this with some, I'm trying to give it some ambient color, but that's not really working. Come on, camera. Do the work for me. Nope, okay. So this is the BioStar X370 GTN Racing motherboard. It's an MITX motherboard with the X370 chipset for some unknown reason. I actually wanted to get the B350 version, which would be the B350 GTN. But that was not available yet, and this was only $110, like $20 less than the price on the BioStar site, or that has been rumored around for this board. Right now I believe it's out of stock, so I don't know where you can get this at the moment, but give it time, it'll be back on stock on Newegg. And here's the tiny thing itself. What other things do we get inside of the box? Oh, that's all one big thing, okay. So inside you get 4 SATA connectors. That's cool because the board only has 4. We get a little manual to show how to work the RGB software. Get a instruction guide with manual, or instruction guide, and a DVD for drivers. Trying to see if there was a case badge in there for BioStar. Apparently not. Toss that there. Nothing in here. This tells you how to put a computer together if you're not knowledgeable. Here's the I/O, and I guess that's sort of it. I'm going to leave all these out for now, since I will use them later, today probably. Now let's see about getting this back in there and giving us a better stand for the motherboard. So here it is in all its tiny glory. Oh no, the sun's gone behind clouds. Quick, light. That's gonna have really bad contrast ratio stuff happen, isn't it? Yes, I knew it. So here's the board itself. Super duper tiny. Came with this little foam thing. And hopefully you can see. Sun, why have you failed me? The only time I need actual lighting, and it goes away. Yay, it's back. That means I can turn you off and let the camera fix itself. I'm going to zoom in here so they can see this. So here we can see just about everything the tiny board has to offer. It's got one PCIe X16 slot, 2 DDR4 memory slots, 24 pin, and then interestingly enough only a 4-pin CPU power. So even though it's got X370, I would not recommend any overclocking on this unless it's with a 65 watt TDP CPU. And even then, I would not recommend doing that to a 1700, Ryzen 7 1700, because I've seen that push the power bars quite high when it's overclocked. And it's got the standard AM4 mounting system here, tiny heatsink. We get 4 SATA ports. On the back side, we do get an NVMe slot somewhere, I believe. Yep, here it is. So that's cool. It's a pretty big mounting system. I didn't realize how big AMD sockets were. They're still not quite as big as LGA, but it's obviously got a much more compact mounting system here, not needing a stupid or tension holder thing. And I'd have to say that's about it. It's got the standard mini ITX layout. I suppose I'll go over I/O right now. It's got PS2, USB 3, lots of USB 3s, DVI, HDMI, USB Type-C, then a lot of audio. That's actually pretty good sound system for mini ITX. Usually mini ITX just have the 3 green, red, and something blue. But this has everything, so that's pretty cool. It's got a gigabit Ethernet, but I hear it's like the Realtek Dragon. I've not heard good things about that, but you know, it's what you get. One thing to note, though, is that you do not get Wi-Fi. That's right, no Wi-Fi on a mini ITX board. What? It may seem a bit underwhelming, but right now that is all that we have. So if you need a mini ITX AM4 system, this is currently your only option. And even then, it's out of stock. Anyways, that's going to do it for this video. If you guys enjoyed this little unboxing and overview, then please go ahead and leave a like, favorite, comment, share, and of course don't forget to subscribe as well. Thanks, Game Boy out. Next part, I will be building up my little system here. So we've got a Ryzen 7. The Ryzen 7 there, we have 32 gigabytes of G-Skill Ripjaws. We have a Corsair H80i with the all-important AM4 mounting bracket. We have a number of Noctua fans. And I'm trying to find out, where did that go? No, sunlight, why you fail me? Here we are, we have an Intel SSD 6 for the boot drive, and then the case, power supply, and all that stuff is here inside of the N-Case M1. I've already installed the power supply. It's got a 512 gig SSD for cache stuff. It's got a 2 terabyte game drive, and it's going to have 2 3 terabyte drives for backup and game recordings. So yeah, this will be a real kick-ass system. If you're up for that, then leave all the likes and stuff. Thanks, Game Boy. I will see you in the future, and hopefully better lighting when I start putting this thing together. Hey guys, Game Boy 3800 here once again, and I'm so excited. It's finally time to build Project Pulsar. I've had the Ryzen 7 chip here sitting on the shelf for a month. Or like since launch. It's amazing. I don't even know where to start. I guess the motherboard is going to be a good start. Okay, so if you saw my last video of the unboxing and overview of the X370 GTN Racing ITX AM4 system from BioStar, then go ahead and check that out, because today I'm going to be doing quite a bit. Alright, so that's the Ryzen 7 out of the way. Here it is here. I've already taken it out and taken a good look at it, because first AMD system, or AMD chip, that's worth talking about in a very long time, so I of course already took a look at it. So here it is, going into the world's first AM4 MITx system. There's definitely been some testing at the BioStar suite, or whatever they call it nowadays. But anyways, ooh, that looks so good in there. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on that so you can get a nice picture. Assuming I can figure out how to camera frame stuff. There we go. No, come on, focus, please. Autofocus, you have failed me. Massively. Okay. That's not going to work. So next up, we're going to go ahead and install the memory and the SSD. I'm going to move these over there. For the memory, I have chosen 32 gigabytes of G-Skilled Ripjaws 5, 3200 megahertz. I know we probably won't be able to hit that now, but with future BIOS updates and stuff like that, I should be able to in the near future. So yep, these things look amazing. That's one. And here goes the other. And there is one thing I'm worried about, and that is the memory clearance here. No. I'm so good at this. This is going into the NKSM1, a very tiny case. And it's going to have a water cooler hanging over it, or over the whole motherboard. So I'm wondering if these will be too tall. I do have shorter DIMMs from Mushkin and Crucial, but not sure if they would work though, and they are much lower capacity, so I wouldn't really want them anyways. Because this is going to be my new workstation. I need to have as much memory as I can fit. I read up on the BioStar website, it did not seem like it could support 64 gigs. But if I find out it does, I will surely upgrade in the future. So the Intel SSD6 is here. This is slightly used. I'm not sure if it comes with a screw. Nope, no screw or anything like that. Hopefully the motherboard comes with one. NVMe drives go on the back here. Is that an important screw? Nope, that is a mounting screw. Awesome. I forgot the screwdrivers. No. I'm so unprepared. I'm going to need toilet paper too to wipe that down. And rubbing alcohol is already here. So, oh wow, that is a tiny screw. I did not realize how small that was. Do I have another tiny screwdriver? Yes, I do, but it's hidden underneath the table. Great. It's a flathead. Will this work? Probably not. Oh, yes it will. Yay. I'm always prepared for stuff, I promise. So that's sticking to the screwdriver. Cool. Here it is. I did not realize how tiny NVMe drives are. There it is. And there we go. NVMe drive installed. So now, in theory, it's good to go. What I want to do is install Windows, or see if I can install Windows 7 to it, then upgrade to Windows 10 afterwards. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering, it's a 1 terabyte model of the SSD6. The only DVD drive that I have that I know that 100% works is currently in one of my other projects, and that project is actually turned on right now. I should go get that thing so that when we go and test this later, and it will be good to go. And the video card is gonna be one of the last things, because I don't know which one of the few video cards I have will fit inside of the NKSM1 case that I have selected. But that's about all we can do right now. Next is, I guess we're going to install it into the NKSM1. Here's the NKSM1. I have already done some work inside of here. Like, I've already put the power supply in. I've already put in a rear exhaust fan. I've already put in a couple of hard drives, because I couldn't wait to get this thing built up. So here it is. What's a good angle to give this? So we're going to undo this here. Alright, they did this. Don't know why, but they have screws not really where you would expect them. Like, they're on one side and then they're on the other side. Like, come on. Be at least a little bit consistent. But, oh well. Who am I to ask something better of a $200 case? So this is where my 3.5-inch drives are going to go. It does have standoffs already installed, but the first thing I need is the proper screws. I believe this is the full set of screws for it. I'm going to go ahead and give this small screw here a test. Actually, no, that's a hard drive screw. I'm going to end up making myself look like a fool like that. So let's attempt to avoid doing that. There's more parts for it. I could have sworn that there were more screws for this. Or at least that I had more screws for this. Ah, here they are. Those seem to be for hard drive mounting. Those are all rubber grommets. get these Traxxas batteries out of here. Just move everything away. Clear the workspace. Should have done that before the video, but who cares? Alright, this seems to be the correct one. Come on, in case you don't even give us resealable bags for a $200 case. Step up your game. I don't have a safe place to put these screws. That's irritating. I'm not sure if these even are the correct screws. Alright, I'm going to go and turn on the fan since it's already getting toasty in here. Now there's some ambient hums. Alright, so let's test and see if these screws even are the correct screws for this. Right, non-magnetic screwdriver. Or at least a screwdriver that's lost all its magnetic abilities. Will it fit in that? Yes, it will. Alright, that does seem like it will fit. Cool. So now, I believe it's time to put in the motherboard. Let's not forget the I/O shield here. I know I've done that plenty of times. I'm sure I can't be the only one. That's dumb. They want you to punch out all of the things here. Firestar, please fix. Don't make us do this. I seriously have to punch out all of the audio things here. Like if you tried to just install the motherboard normally, like any other I/O shield, you would have had all your ports blocked off. Is this a normal practice for Biostar boards? I don't usually get Biostar. In fact, I want to say this is my first ever Biostar board. Well, any modern Biostar board. Now I'm going for the PS2 one. This feels very pre-production, I'm going to be honest. Alright, before this goes in, I'm going to make sure that that actually is good. looks good to me. Time for the I/O shield to get in there. Can I get it in there with the fan in place? Ooh, can I? Hearing something click, but it's not getting secured in there at all. I'm going to see how that works, or see how it doesn't work, if that's going to be the case. Oh, I am trying to put that in sideways. I'm going to get very far at doing that, aren't I? I have to take out the power supply, really? No, not really, but it's a very tight fit in there, I'll tell you that. Alright, I'm going to give you some blinding light so I can see the proper screw holes for this. Alright, that screw is started. That should make the next few screws much, much easier. Alright, yep, I just had to get that one started, and that was good to get it in there. This one corner up here is being irritating. There's always one corner that never wants to cooperate. Like, come on, all of the other screws are in. Just get in there. Oh. Maybe the non-magnetic one will work better since it'll let them move around a bit more. Maybe, possibly. Okay, why is that not getting in there? That doesn't feel like it's going, no, it's not going into anything. Okay. Let's loosen up all the screws a few turns and wiggle the board around. there's no heat sink or anything on this board to grab onto. Meaning I'm grabbing onto the DIMMs by accident. I shouldn't do that. Is that screw really catching into anything? No, it's not. Okay, what is going on? What did I break? Believe me, there is no computer that I ever build that something doesn't break. Alright, with the back screws out, let's give it another shot. Oh man, it got dark outside. Why? Again, that's not getting into anything. Alright, I'm taking, or at least I'm going to be lifting the board up here. To see what on earth is going on. And, I'm going to take a look from behind. It's not that the SSD is in the way of anything. That would be one of my first guesses. I need a very, very direct light. Phone, come to the rescue. I think I see what's going on. It's not, the thing that needs to go into is not really the standoff. It's a bit of the mounting for the side panels. Looks like I just need to get this one in first. So difficult to see. Not sure if it's just with this case. In fact, yeah, it's only with this case. I've got to really coax it over there, it seems. Nope. No, I didn't even have the screw on that time. I'm so good at this. Alright, I sent a jump cutting. Alright, I got it by bracing the motherboard with a screwdriver. Totally not safe, never do that, but it worked for me this time. Probably only this time, mind you, but this time. I'm going to loosen it one turn or so I can coax the board over to the next screw hole, because now the whole board is really, really weird. Yeah, I really, really gotta push this now. Fortunately, there's nothing to grab onto here. So I gotta just keep wiggling the board around until I eventually find a place that sticks. Alright, that one's in. Okay, the next hole should be easy pickings. Keyword being should be. Alright, that one went in easier. Now the final one, let's see if we have that same issue. Hopefully not. Alright, we got everything in now. Let's tighten her up. Gonna make sure all the I/O is looking good here. Some of the I/O, especially at the audio end here, could be a tiny bit better, but we're not going to get much better, I don't think. It should work. But at the same time, I'm pretty worried that it won't. Now I'm just going to end up bending ports and bad stuff like that if I keep going. I can turn the light off now, hopefully. Hopefully I don't need it again. Alright, that stage is finally complete. Just give it a bit of ambient color so you can see what's going on now. This here is one fan. Where can I install this fan? I see only two fan headers. That may be a problem for later, but for now, it's okay. I believe the pump for the H80 will need that last fan slot, and then the fan that I'm going to have on it connects to the pump that is controlled with Corsair Link. So I should be okay. Alright, before I forget, let's go ahead and get I/O out of the way, thankfully, because it's only a power and USB and audio. There's not too much to worry about here. These will be a problem though. I just gotta find the audio. I know where the USB 3 is. There we go. need to do some clever cable routing here to get it all to fit inside a case this small. And of course, clever can also be used or replaced with stupid. HD audio, where's HD audio on this board? Unfortunately, it's so dark inside this case, I can't see any of the fan headers or any of the header names. Here's HD audio. I just know what that port looks like by now. We're going to have to route a few things under the video card. That is not always ideal. So now, I/O, where's I/O? Oh great, I see I/O. It's right next to the 24 pin, which is right next to the USB 3. I'm going to remove the USB 3 for now. Let's see if I can figure out what goes where. Yes, I'm getting the manual out. I am a sucker, I know. Alright. I either need a super zoomed in picture of that phone, come here, or try to decipher what the manual means here. The manual seems to be useless. Alright, so I see on, off, and reset. So there is no reset, so. Alright, let's make this easier and remove everything from the board except for the processor and SSD. I'm hitting everything on the phone at once. So power switch goes there. Hard drive goes to the bottom left. And then power LED plus and minus. Go here. Alright, let's go ahead and get the USB 3 monster of a cable back in here. And then the memory, somehow. back to where we started, but now we have everything properly connected. Cable routing is going to be a pain, especially once we get a video card in there. I'm going to have to rethink all of that. But now it's time for the cable that's coming from the power supply. The power supply is a Silverstone SX700 LPT, 700 watt, 80 plus platinum. So here's all the cables. There comes with the power cable too that we won't use. Let's start with the 24 pin, which thankfully is very, very short. I believe all of the cables in this thing will be super short. But I also believe I'm going to need to rethink my power supply thing here, because right now it's impossible to get the cables in. Can I get this out? Good question. I would be able to get it out if... Oh, there we go, yay! I can somehow coax it all to come out. I'm going to move the case now so I have room to put in the proper cables. So 24 pin, it's going to go in right here. Next there's going to be a CPU 4 pin. It's going to be split into two 8 pin or two 4 pins. I'm going to be only using one. So that's motherboard and power. I'm going to have 4 hard drives, so I'm going to need 2 SATA cable strips, that's sad. Yeah, they only have 3 on them. Hang on a second. And that's one satin strip in. Here's the other. This one seems longer. Oh, it's 2 in 1. Okay. For those who normally watch my videos for BeamNG, you may find this really boring, but trust me, that is exactly because it is. Or at least it's very boring at times. Like, yes, wiring a power supply is totally the most engaging aspect of this build. So now we're going to go ahead and put in the PCIe ones. I need both PCIes because I want to already have the availability of putting in a video card with more than 2 power connectors. Right now I have a Hall of Fame card, or a GTX Hall of Fame, with 3 8-pins. If it can fit, I'm going to use it, but if not, I want the ability to expand to a card like a Kingpin with 2 8-pin and a 6-pin. Alright, so now in theory, this is all the cables we need. It looks like a rat's nest. That's exactly because it is. Let's clear the area a bit here. Can remove the manual now. Let's get our case back here. And I'm going to have to bring this in, I guess you could say tail first. So the long shadows, here they come. Followed by the bigger ones. Oh, that's what's blocking me, the power cable. Okay. It's like, why is that not fitting anymore? If I have to remove these SSDs, I will be mad. Or at least a 2.5 inch. One, I can't see. That's the biggest issue. I have the worst lighting conditions. As in, I have none. I gotta get it into a slot of metal that shouldn't be there. Like, who designs these things and why are they allowed to live? Like, you think you have a bad angle. It's even worse for me. You're a bystander. I am a sufferer. There's a big difference. Like, why is this piece of metal here? I get, okay, maybe it's to shield stuff. I get that, but it's stupid and useless. SSDs, you gotta come out. They were a right pain to get in, but they've gotta get out. Oh, come on. Why is the rubber grommet stuck now? What is it even stuck on? That makes no... What is it stuck on? No. I'm going to take the whole case apart and get this stupid power supply in. There we go. That's going to be a total pain to get back in, but now the power supply goes in smoothly. Oh boy, that was rightfully annoying. Or, I guess it had no right to be annoying. It didn't need to be annoying. It shouldn't have been annoying. But it was annoying. Alright, so now, let's just put this in like a normal power supply. It'll probably be the easiest part of this build. I imagine getting in the cooler will be impossible. Where has all my light gone? It's only been like an hour. Why is the sun gone like 100 years in the future? Where's your flashlight brightness option? Is there one? I'm gonna guess no, since I can't find it. I'm just using everything as something to prop stuff up on. It's not its original purpose, but it works. Alright, this power supply. Nothing in this build is being possible. That's one screw of the power supply in. Alright, so the power supply is in. The issue I see now, though, is can I get the future video card in? Because that is going to be a tight fit. Also, this power supply cable. There we go. I'm extremely unsure how I'm going to get everything here plugged up correctly. There we go, 24 pin in. I'm going to have to squeeze a bunch of these up against the power supply, I think. Oh man. That's PCIe, that's PCIe. Here's 4 and 4 pin. I'm not sure which one of these will fit here. Useless room lighting. I'm going to get these cables here pre-bent. Alright, that's that. I don't know what to do with this one now since they're not really connected to anything. We'll just have it hide someplace, I guess. I gotta make sure there's gonna be enough room for the CPU cooler to breathe down on. Hey, that's not a bad plan there. Having all the cables routed like that. So these cables here go across like that. Should still be able to get the hard drives into the cage here. Yep, no problem. So that's good. Shut up, phone. Alright, I'm back after a good break. I went ahead and got everything everything I needed from the old Project Envy, like the 2 3TB drives here, the video card that is off camera right now. So right now we're going to focus on getting the hard drives into the cage here. I'm not sure how easy that is going to be. But yeah, we've had an easy enough time with everything else. I'm sure this will be perfectly fine. And in no way seriously rage-inducing. So I want the cables to be facing outward of, or I don't know where the cables want to be facing. The radiator's going to be here, like radiator here. I'm going to move this. Radiator here, drives here. So I left the screwdriver over here. Perfect. Alright, where are the spaced screws? Here they are. 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's one drive. 1, 2, 3, and 4. That should be all that we need there. And then the grommets are here. Looks like we need these small diameter grommets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, that's one drive. 1, that fell. It's funny how they have this as the only resealable bag. Two and 3. And 4. I'll rescue that lost one some other time. Alright, let's get this set up. Did another grommet fall and die? No, but I did find it. Cool. Alright, let's put them in the drive. This might be a pretty easy step here. Keyword being might. That screw is stripped, or at least that thread is stripped. It's not going all the way in. But all the rest of them do, so that's good. Really, it's going to do this? So much wasted time in this build. What on earth do I do here? That's right, put the drive in there. What do I... I do not understand the point of this. Come on. It's like you put the grommeted screws in first. Then where do they go? Where do they line up? Alright, I see the holes I need to do. You can't, though. I don't understand grommets. Like, they're supposed... Screws fall right out. Perfect. Well, that's actually not a bad thing. That means they're already aligned. Okay, so I don't understand grommets. Like, I thought you put them on and then they help guide. And then you don't need screws at all, but... Or don't need to screw anything else in at all, but then here you need to put the screws in afterward anyways. Like, what is the point? Where the heck did the other grommets go? Oh, there they are. They're already in. And I put these grommets in the wrong thing. Do I need the screw to do it? No, it's easier to do it by hand. Okay, so, in theory, that's now good to go. Just took that one grommet right with it. Okay. I'm thinking it's going to go upside down and the other right side up. Probably wrong though. Probably very wrong. But hey, they line up. Alright, one screw's in. This got a lot easier for that one drive. Wait a minute, what orientation do I want to drive? That's the radiator, that's covering the radiator, I can't have that. So it's got to be pointed this way, but then that's going to interfere with the front mounted drives. I think I can move the front mounted drive someplace else. That just means all the work I did putting them there was for nothing though. No, that still covers it. What? I'm completely unsure of what orientation I want this drive. Alright, that got them. There should be just enough room there for a radiator. Oh, I hope there's enough room for a radiator there. Like you can see, screw holes there, but the drive cage can move a few millimeters this way, but then it may interfere with the screw and holes there. What do I do from here? The next step is arguably one of the most important ones. It's going to be seeing if my video card can fit at all. First off, these drives are going to have to move. So once again, wasted time, space, and energy. Shut up, dogs. So yeah, these drives can probably go on the front if I try hard enough. Looks like there's enough clearance there for 2. Maybe not with the bracket, but definitely with just one sticky tape to the other. Like with the hard drive on top, SSD on bottom. That would let the hard drive breathe and the SSD not care. Right, video card. Will you fit? Oh, I need to take off the PCIe cards. Or covers. I don't think it'll be too tall, but will it be too long? Ooh, that USB 3. That USB 3 is going to be annoying. I'm going to unplug it for now. Move the power, move everything. Just move everything. Will you fit with this setup? Alright, it's going to be a squeeze to the front. Or squeeze out the front. I'm just looking at it now. It looks like it's going to be a no-go. Nope. I mean, look. Maybe it would fit sticking out through the front here. No, it's just too tall. This card will not fit, not any chance like that at all. So, instead, what's going to go in here is, I recently acquired and I was going to use for another system, but this just came in today. This is an MSI Radeon 7770. That definitely will fit. It only needs one PCIe power connector. And that should be good. It's only got 1 gigabyte of memory, but it will fit. Like, no doubt about it, that will fit inside of this case. So, with that unfortunate fact decided upon, now let's move these out of the way. We're going to have to figure out the drives now. Gotta make space for the radiator, which is going to be big and fat. To save space on the radiator, what I'm going to end up doing is I use only one Noctua NFF12. Very good pressure fan. Should help drive air through that thick radiator. Alright, so now I've got to reorganize these so that the SSD is on the bottom. Ooh, that was close. Maybe a tiny bit of trouble getting in between, but it should be good. Where's my electrical tape? There it is. Yes, this is what I'm doing. It's going to be amazing, trust me. Who needs a proper mounting system? Alright, I see the hole that I should not cover. Beautiful. Absolutely perfect, no issues here. This is going to be fine. And fun. So now I've got to orientate it correctly to go into the grommet side thing here, which I just put the front thing back on with all of its grommets, and now I got to take it right back off again. Perfect. More time wasted. Alright, they're on the front. I tested the front panel. It does fit. The front drives are connected and powered. They're not connected to the board yet, but they are ready to be. I turned on some lights above since it's getting too dark outside to be any bit reliable. But, okay, so I turned on 2 lights. One of them died, and now the other one's about to die, so we're going to go right back to darkness. Meaning I need to use the flashlight here more. Isn't this build going just dandy? I checked on YouTube of the unboxing video. I thought it looked terrible through the viewfinder here, but it apparently doesn't look as bad on YouTube as it does in real life. So that is a good thing. That USB 3 cable may be a problem. It's too fat. I am going to pre-bend this at a very tight angle here. There we go. So that it'll want to point more towards the back. Just have everything pointed out the front for now. Everything will be okay. Everything will be fine. It'll be okay. Alright, so next is going to be the cooler. I'm going to go ahead and get the mounting bracket out. Here it is. This is the special AM4 mounting bracket for older Corsair coolers. that. Here's these. Alright, slight change in plan. If I can, in goes a GTX 570. I've used the 570 before. It's a very powerful card. Okay, so with that now decided somewhat. And for mounting. I need to get off the old bracket here. And put on the new thing. Oh, right, the whole back plate's coming off now. Right. Here's the AM4 backplate. I need to get it back on with the mounting screws that wherever they went. Where did they go? Not there. Not here. Did they fall? I don't see where they could have fallen. Where did it go? Every time. Not there, not there. I'm sure you're seeing it, and I'm being stupid as usual. Nope, you're not seeing it. Happening behind the camera. Wheel. Alright, so let's test these out. Goes on like that. Shut up, dog. And then this would go on like so. Alright, so it works. I'm gonna leave that there. I'm gonna go eat pizza and see how much recording time I have left to see if I need to delete anything. I probably do. It's been a long, long time. Alright, I'm back. I just need to get one of these screwed in to hold it in place, I think. There we go. I'm going to get one in on the other side, just in case. Okay. It's always the last one that you have issues with. Am I right? There we go. Okay, so where do the holes line up on the cooler here? So they line up with the ones going like that way and that way. Kind of weird, but looks like it works. I'm going to very lightly screw on. Actually, no. I'll screw it all in as one unit. Alright, so I'm going to just make sure that the surface of the processor is nice and clean by giving it a douse of rubbing alcohol. Alright, now I'm going to go find my small cloth. I found my microfiber cloth just to make sure it's squeaky clean. Alright, time for the cooler. I'm going to set this up with the knock to a fan before putting it anywhere. So here's this, here's that. There are these fans that I'm not going to use. That's a lot of tubing. Oh man, can I squeeze all this in? And just get rid of the stock thermal paste that's on here, since I have some Arctic silver. Alright, how do we get this mounting solution off? It's gotta come off, right? I'm gonna try loosening this thing here, the outer ring, since that looks like it would be the immediate thing here. Maybe not though, let's see. Alright, where do I AMD? Alright, it doesn't say to unscrew these, so I'm going to tighten them back up. Oh man, nothing goes right, I swear. Says to push, do a turn, there we go. Yay, I did a thing. Alright, so that'll be straight up and down. Closing the rubbing alcohol. Sure I don't spill it. Alright, this way I can make the tubing be a little bit more forgiving. So it's going to be like this. Something like that. Alright, let's get out the Noctua fans. Or just the one to make it thin. And the FF12s, the world's ugliest fans, but they perform so good. Definitely going to get this low noise adapter on. Here's the fan screws. Let's put it on. Alright, so let's test this. Alright, yes, definitely need to move the hard drive cage back as far as it can go, but I don't know how far it can go unless I have it attached to the case. So I'm gonna do that right now and see how much I can do. Alright, so I've moved it over as far as it can go before it starts to hit something. Can I fit the radiator on this at all now? Ooh, that's amazing. It'll fit. Ooh, but will it fit with the fan? Am I going to have to live with a pull configuration? Oh, I don't need a low noise adapter on this, because it already comes with a thing here. Cool. This screwdriver, I need it. Oh, wait a minute. Yep, that's not going to help at all. I need it to start by going through this. So we're going to have this whole assembly here be really, really awkward to do. Alright, this could take a long time. Alright, I got it somewhat right, I'm wondering how I'm going to cable this now. Because the board didn't come with any right angle adapters. I really wish it did. I'm going to see if I have any. Alright, I found some. Here's an idea. I can route them underneath and through the drive cage. Maybe? Yes, I think that can work. Then this goes through and eventually to the motherboard. Alright. And then this one can just go and be like this and be awesome. In fact, to make sure it's going to stay like that, I'm going to use some tape. Probably won't stay there for, actually no, never mind, that will probably eventually fall onto the motherboard and then kill something with my luck. If I can just squeeze it down into here. There we go, yay. Now I have two SATA cables poking through and they want to stay there. Hooray, I'm not a moron yet. Or at least arguably. I'm looking for the PC speaker, wherever that went. Oh need that anymore. The fans I'm not going to use. The other hardware I'm not going to use. Huh, oh well. Alright, let's see if this will work now. Oh, there's a few bent fins already. I guess I didn't be careful enough. Just my luck. So I need to figure out how I'm going to get these to go. Maybe like that. I'm going to try screwing it in like that and see where it gets me. It's going to do a lot of loops and twists, but it might just work. Now I may need to remove my small rear exhaust fan, unfortunately. I wanted to have some sort of flow, but if it's going to be blocked completely, or if it's going to not allow me to have the radiator in, then away it must go. Could have been bad there. Can I? Yes, it looks like I can go ahead and pre-mount it outside without having to have it very close there. That's good. There's my Arctic Silver 5. Gonna give it a good dab, larger than usual. So if I mess up and have to remount it, I shouldn't need to reapply it. Alright, I gotta hold it down here. And get the rest of the screw things out. Alright, the G-Skill memory is not even as high as the water block, or just as high as the water block, one of the two. So it will not interfere with the water cooling at all. That's good. They're low profile enough. Let's get them all tightened up as much as they can go. Alright, cooler's installed, or at least mounted. Now, how am I going to twist this enough because I can't just plop it down here. Can I do a full rotation? No, that's not going to work like that. There's too much tubing on this. I can't believe this. Alright, hang on. Before I get farther, I'm going to hook up the SATA cables for the front drives, and should think about maybe cutting or cording and deleting stuff, because I'm almost certain I'm just about out of space. I gotta see where these cables need to go. One. And that should be two. These cables, I currently have no idea how I'm going to route them yet. I see where they need to go, but they can only go in after I've figured out the tubing. No. Somehow I've got to get the hard drive side in first. I got to get the hard drive cables, or I can get the hard drive cables routed later. I see I have the room for that. Let's get them that way. Now I've got to get rid of that rear fan, darn. There's just not enough room for it. I would love to have it in there. As it is, that radiator is just too fat. One more screw. There we go, that fan is out. I've got to remember too, I've got to plug it in first. Wait a minute, where do I hook up Corsair Link? Oh, I see it. It's just as stupid as the H100i. Oh well. Now, so these are the fan plugs. I will have them up front at least, so that I can plug in the fan after it's all routed. Just in case. What? No, I gotta remove the front cage drives again. I'm thinking I need to remove this plate here up front, where the 2.5-inch drives were before, in order for me to get these hard drives fully connected. I'll do that now. Alright, I did a thing. I have routed the SATA power and SATA data cables of the hard drives to their designation. Now, can I squeeze the tubing down enough, or will it be a futile attempt? Come on, tubing. Resistance is futile. I'm just bending the whole thing now. I'm really scratching up this case here. No, the tubing is too fat. It won't work. At least, not like this. It won't work. But that really is the best way I can route it. Like, it listed a similar configuration to this as compatible. So, come on. Alright, so that's everything plugged up. Like, everything is plugged up now. I just need to squeeze these really, really fat tubes in. What can I see from here? Not too much else. Well, There goes the phone. There's only a matter of time until that fell. I need it to go on in multiple different ways all at once. It's not going to be easy. Turn on every tiny ounce of light to see. That's the main enemy right now, seeing things. Or, in this case, not seeing things. Don't make me go air cooling. Don't make me go air cooling. I don't like air cooling. Too fat tubing. Alright, I think I've got it. My other light broke. Awesome. A 120mm fan is a square. I can rotate the whole drive cage. Why didn't I think of this before? I had to fucking Google it. My genius knows many bounds. Oh my god. Let's not break this thing anymore. Okay, so what am I going to do now? I've got it unattached. Obviously, this configuration here didn't work at all. Let's see what else I can try. Alright, I did it. I've rotated it 90 degrees that way. And now it's got cables pointing down into the clutter of cable mesh that's already there. So, before I screw it in, I'm going to put the graphics card in and see what to do. Oh my god, I got it. It's in there. It spins. Hard drives are here. Woo! That was the best woo I could do after 6 hours of work. As you can see, 570 is still here. It could not fit because of the SFXL power supply. There's always an issue. So the 7770 is in there now. I don't have these drives hooked up yet. Or I can have one of them hooked up, I suppose. I don't have them hooked up yet because I need to get drivers, or I need to get Windows installed. And I can only do that through a DVD drive. I did not get a small slimline DVD drive, so I'm going to temporarily use an external one hooked up with these connectors. It works. Kind of, I hope. Anyways, that's there. The tubing actually didn't get too squished. In fact, I can make it less squished right now. There we go. I don't believe it's kinking or anything. Yeah, I can't tell. Nope, it's not kinking anywhere, it's just super loopy. I actually do have room to fit that fan there. Do I want to try it though? After I finally got everything installed? Maybe. I may try it. I can easily route the fan too. Oh well. Since the build is mostly complete here, this will be the end of this part. The next part will probably be boot up, and that can be recorded on the phone. So, I guess this is it. Thanks, Game Boy. I'll see you in the future.